See, that was a roe deer. They're coming through here and into here because it's a corridor. And here's a squirrel. Squirrel got run over. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Squirrel. That was horrible. What happened to you? They ran over your head. He just wanted to go up another different tree. All in the name of liberty. The liberty to go where you please, when you please. With barely any effort. Look, public footpath, Fen River's Way. But the sign's been turned. See, I didn't know about this. I didn't know this was a public footpath. Ah, and I was looking for this. This is... And here it is. You can go in. See, it's not marked on... Potters first started working here in the 1st century, soon after the Roman invasion. They thrived for the next 300 years, making a distinctive type of pottery now known as Horningsea ware. In the Roman period, the banks of the Cam were densely settled and a variety of industries flourished here. It was particularly attractive to potters for 2 reasons. Firstly, water, fuel and deposits of good quality gaunt clay were easily accessible. Secondly, the river and canal system could be used to carry pottery to customers and markets. Horningsea ware is usually found on the southern and western fringes of the fens. It seems that the potters here were supplying mainly local markets, although rare examples have been found as far north as Hadrian's Wall. We know little of how the industry developed, but it seems likely to have been based on small family businesses rather than centralized mass production. Each pottery would have had its workshops, drying sheds, pits for processing clay, and kilns. They may have specialized in different types of vessel, but all would have made the same forms and followed the same decorative style. How were the pots made? Most of the pots are made on kick wheels, much like those used by craft potters today, but the biggest pots were coil built and then finished on the wheel. After weeks of drying, the pots were fired in updraft kilns. This is like a little firestorm. Since the early 20th century, a number of Horningsea ware kilns have been excavated. They were made by digging a simple keyhole-shaped pit, nearly 1 metre deep and perhaps 3 metres long. This hole formed the main firing chamber of the kiln and the stoke pit. The dry pots were stacked, leaving a space below for the wood fire. The stack was then covered with turf, broken pottery and soil to form a temporary firing chamber with a chimney hole at the top. The potteries here flourished for nearly 3 centuries. Part of the reason for this success may be that potters made pots that were closely tied to products specific to the fens. For example, the Roman taste for oysters is well known, and it may be that the very large jars were used for the transport of these and other produce of the fens. The most distinctive products made here were very large storage vessels with irregular combed patterns, which may have made these heavy pots easier to carry. The fine blue gold clay used to make the pots often gives them a distinctive blue-grey colour. A 3rd century potter finishes the rim of a large Horningsea ware storage jar left. It's a pretty good rendition. They got a good photo of him. No complete vessels of this size have been found. The drawing shows a jar with typical combined decoration. So Catherine Yateman, let's flood the fens, bring back the oysters and the pottery industry, and then you can come back to Cambridge and forgive them. The countryside is dotted with small farming settlements which are connected by wide, straight droveways. So that's what Horningsea was like. Roundabouts, and now it's all this. squashing the deer. The deer are still using those paths and things. Getting run over.